A CNA witnesses another staff member neglecting a resident's care. What is the most appropriate action? A. Confront the staff privately and take no further action. B. Report the incident to a supervisor immediately. C. Ignore it to avoid conflict. D. Post about it on social media. Answer: B. Neglect must be reported promptly to protect the resident and comply with legal and ethical responsibilities. Which of the following is a violation of HIPAA? A. Sharing resident information with a doctor involved in care. B. Discussing a resident's condition with family without consent. C. Documenting care in the medical record. D. Reporting abuse to the proper authorities. Answer: B. HIPAA protects resident privacy. Information should only be shared with authorized individuals. A resident refuses a treatment. What is the CNA's legal and ethical responsibility? A. Force the treatment. B. Respect the resident's decision and inform the nurse. C. Ignore the refusal. D. Coerce the resident with threats. Answer: B. Residents have the right to refuse care. CNAs must respect autonomy and report refusals to licensed staff. A CNA discovers a medication error but does not report it. Which principle is violated? A. Beneficence. B. Non-maleficence. C. Accountability and legal responsibility. D. Confidentiality. Answer: C. CNAs are legally accountable for reporting errors. Failure to report may result in harm and legal consequences. Which situation demonstrates an ethical breach? A. Assisting a resident to the bathroom. B. Accepting gifts from a resident for personal favors. C. Documenting vital signs accurately. D. Following infection control protocols. Answer: B. Accepting gifts for preferential treatment violates ethical standards and professional boundaries. A resident's family requests access to medical records. What is the CNA's proper action? A. Provide the records immediately. B. Explain that only authorized personnel can release records and notify the nurse. C. Ignore the request. D. Give a verbal summary without authorization. Answer: B. Only authorized individuals can access medical records. CNAs must follow policies and notify licensed staff. During care, a CNA accidentally hits a resident with a wheelchair. What should they do first? A. Move the resident and continue care. B. Notify the nurse and document the incident. C. Ignore it. D. Ask the resident to leave the room. Answer: B. Prompt reporting ensures resident safety, accountability, and proper legal documentation. Which action is an example of maintaining professional boundaries? A. Accepting a resident's invitation to their home. B. Discussing personal relationships during care. C. Focusing on the resident's care needs and maintaining respectful interactions. D. Lending personal belongings to a resident. Answer: C. Professional boundaries protect both the CNA and resident, ensuring ethical and safe care. A CNA suspects abuse but the resident denies it. What is the correct action? A. Do not report because the resident denied it. B. Report the suspicion according to facility policy. C. Confront the alleged abuser first. D. Ignore the suspicion. Answer: B. CNAs must report all suspected abuse regardless of resident denial to protect safety and comply with legal requirements. A CNA shares resident information with coworkers who are not involved in care. What type of violation is this? A. Ethical. B. Legal. C. Both ethical and legal. D. None. Answer: C. Sharing private information without authorization breaches both ethical standards and legal privacy regulations. Which of the following is considered neglect? A. Assisting a resident with meals. B. Leaving a resident in soiled linens for hours. C. Reporting a safety hazard. D. Documenting care accurately. Answer: B. Neglect involves failing to provide necessary care, putting the resident's health or safety at risk. A CNA is asked to falsify documentation. What is the correct ethical response? A. Follow instructions to avoid conflict. B. Refuse and report to supervisor. C. Alter records quietly. D. Ignore the request and continue care. Answer: B. Falsifying records is illegal and unethical. Refusal and reporting uphold professional and legal standards. Which action supports the principle of autonomy? A. Encouraging residents to make their own care decisions. B. Making decisions for residents without consulting them. C. Ignoring resident preferences. D. Forcing residents to comply with care. Answer: A. Autonomy respects residents' rights to make informed choices regarding their own care. A CNA discusses a resident's condition in the hallway where others can hear. This is a violation of A. Confidentiality. B. Beneficence. C. Non-maleficence. D. Justice. Answer: A. Confidential information must be shared privately to protect resident privacy and comply with legal standards. Which behavior reflects accountability? A. Reporting errors, incidents, and following policies. B. Blaming coworkers for mistakes. C. Ignoring procedures. D. Performing tasks without training. Answer: A. Accountability requires acknowledging responsibilities, reporting accurately, and adhering to professional standards. A CNA notices another staff member verbally abusing a resident. What is the first step? A. Join in the verbal abuse. B. Report immediately according to facility policy. C. Leave the area silently. D. Laugh and ignore. Answer: B. Reporting abusive behavior protects residents and complies with legal and ethical obligations. Which of the following is a legal responsibility of a CNA? A. Administering medications without training. B. Documenting care accurately and honestly. C. Giving medical advice. D. Performing procedures outside the scope of practice. Answer: B. Accurate documentation is required by law and protects both the resident and the CNA legally. Which action demonstrates justice in CNA practice? A. Providing care equitably to all residents regardless of background. B. Favoring certain residents. C. Ignoring residents who complain. D. Offering extra attention only to friendly residents. Answer: A. Justice involves fair and unbiased care for all residents, upholding ethical standards. A CNA overhears sensitive information and shares it outside the facility. This can result in A. Legal consequences and termination. B. Resident satisfaction. C. Positive feedback. D. None of the above. Answer: A. Breach of confidentiality is both a legal and professional violation, risking civil and criminal penalties. Which action violates professional boundaries? A. Encouraging independence during care. B. Engaging in romantic relationships with residents. C. Listening actively and respectfully. D. Following resident preferences within care plans. Answer: B. Romantic involvement with residents is unethical, illegal, and a severe professional boundary violation. A CNA makes a minor error but immediately reports it. What ethical principle does this demonstrate? A. Beneficence. B. Accountability. C. Autonomy. D. Justice. Answer: B. Reporting mistakes promptly ensures resident safety and reflects accountability and professional integrity. Which of the following is required when obtaining informed consent? A. Resident must understand the procedure and voluntarily agree. B. CNA can explain and make the decision for them. C. Consent is implied without discussion. D. Only family consent is needed. Answer: A. Informed consent requires clear explanation and voluntary resident agreement, respecting legal and ethical standards. Which CNA action demonstrates non-maleficence? A. Avoiding harm while providing care. B. Ignoring resident safety concerns. C. Forcing care regardless of risk. D. Withholding care for convenience. Answer: A. Non-maleficence means do no harm, guiding CNAs to provide safe, risk-free care. A CNA discovers a prescription error in a resident's chart. What is the correct legal and ethical response? A. Correct it without informing the nurse. B. Report the error immediately to the nurse or pharmacist. C. Ignore it. D. Wait until the end of the shift. Answer: B. Prompt reporting ensures safety, prevents harm, and fulfills ethical and legal obligations. A resident requests care from a specific CNA due to personal preference. What is the correct response? A. Always comply regardless of workload. B. Respect preference while ensuring fairness to all residents. C. Refuse to honor preference. D. Discuss with other residents publicly. Answer: B. Ethical practice balances resident preferences with fairness and equitable care for all.